Hi everyone, Ahmet here and welcome to a brand new video on my channel. And today's video is going to be about books, but not just any random books, but 3 UI UX design books that specifically helped me improve my game in UI UX design. And I wish I read these books sooner when I was a beginner, because there are a lot of good to great UI UX design books, but I believe the order they should be read is also very important. You don't want to get too much practical books without understanding the field, so you are unable to communicate at your best. But you should not read too many theory books if your UI design skills are not up to a pretty good level. So I picked these 3 books for the following reason. I asked myself what would be the best book I would offer for a beginner UI designer for them to learn the fundamentals of UI design. They have a book for that one. The second question I asked is, what is the best book that would help a new UI UX designer get the best breadth knowledge they will need in this industry, the terminology, the key principles, basically. And the third is, what would be the best communication book about designer's career, so that you would understand what are the likelihood challenges you will face and also communicate with your clients or co-workers or peers so that you deliver and get the best value you can get for your work. So let's begin with the first book, but before we do that, guys, please tap that button below to subscribe if you like my content. If you really like this video so far, it would help me a lot and I appreciate it. And let's get cracking. So the first book is called The Non-Designer's Design Book. And it's the 4th edition I have, and the reason I actually really like this book is that it gives you 4 principles of basically any kind of design, whether you're doing graphic or UI design, and it's giving you example after example, whether it is typography, whether it is color theory. It's the best way for you to learn by seeing, okay, how can I get to the 80% of the skill needed to get to an average normal level as a beginner in UI design? And this is the book for that. It will show you how to get understanding basics for the typography, how to practice it. It will show you color theory, how to practice it. And let's move to the second book. Now, even if you get the practical knowledge that you would get from the non-designer's book, you will need a breadth of knowledge if you also want to get into the UX industry. And my favorite here is About Face. Now, this book basically gives you all the essentials you need for UX design and interaction design. How to set goals during a project, how to do user research, how to go on about determining the requirements, how to do a iterative design approach where you can talk and communicate with the developers. It's basically saving you enough of pitfalls that I believe is very good, and it's also giving you the initial terminology you will need, like what is user research, what is a quantitative research and qualitative research, how do these work. So based on the terminology you can get from this book, you can also find you are able to communicate with your fellow designers, fellow developers, fellow business people better. Now, what is the third book? Third book is a very small book, but I believe it has a very big influence on the design world, and it is Design is a Job by Mike Monteiro. And this was a book that was recommended to me by my UX design first mentor, Nicky Espartines. And what this book does is basically it gives you all these tips to avoid the pitfalls of your career. For example, one of them is design is not a myth. And if you go into this field, you will find out when you join your first company or you volunteer or you do a side project where people see design almost like an art. So their criticism, their feedback also doesn't match what you need to hear. It is very easy to say this design piece is bad, but that does not give you as a designer the signal you need to actually understand, incorporate that feedback and improve. And it's giving you other tips as well, things to make, like how to get a lawyer, how to basically, how to know enough communication skill, presentation skills. It's giving you real life lessons you will need, almost like a designer MBA, so you can get your worth in this market. And those are the 3 books, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you really liked it, please click that button, subscribe button below. I would really appreciate it, and have a great day.